So, O.J. Simpson, going on to glory, huh? You know what? Hanji, your name said crap all morning or afternoon. You wait till I go live. But yeah, Jumanji, O.J. Simpson passed away. Anyway, I don't care what nobody says. O.J. was fine. Those who just know of O.J. about, that tragedy, you need to find a clip of him in Roots when he was running in Africa. That man was fast, a big, fast run. He was fine. Woo-wee! O.J. Simpson was fine. And I think he had a wife named Marguerite. They had a son and a daughter. I know they had a daughter together. I think they had another daughter who, I want to say, drowned in the pool when the baby was like 3 years old or something. But Marguerite, sure enough, had her one fine man. Football playing, everything. He was fine. It's such a well-accomplished athlete. Won the Heisman Trophy and commercials, running through the airport, jumping over stuff. Everybody loves O.J. Oh, that was one good-looking man. Yes, he was. I was a little girl, and I could see, ooh, that man fine. Just as handsome as he wanted to be. Body of life. Athlete. Orenthal. I bet you didn't even know his first name was Orenthal or some shit like that. Something real country. But whatever. He was fine. I'd have just stuck with O.J. too if I was named Orenthal. But, he was a good man. Yes, he was. He took care of his first wife when they was married, and, he was a good family man. He ditched the black woman and got himself a white woman. But he was a good man to them good white folk, too. He took care of all of Nicole's family, parents and siblings, and, giving them out money. Then nobody ever had a problem with O.J. They knew he was beating Nicole's ass. And they ain't give a shit until he killed her. That's how good of a man O.J. was. Take care of his wife and her family monthly. And beat his wife's ass. I'm talking about black eyes, bloody noses, busted lips. They all grew and saw the abuse, and nobody gave a damn. Until he killed her. Then he killed Ronald Goldman. He didn't plan to kill Ronald. He was just in the way. Wrong place, wrong time. But he had a heart, that O.J. Simpson. Yes, he did. Did he kill a dog? No. Did he kill the children? No. So I got a phone call, 2 phone calls that woke me up, telling me that O.J. kicked the bucket. I hadn't turned on my TV yet, Because I know all they talking about is the murders. And I guarantee you can watch 24 hours of news coverage and no one will say that OJ was a good man. But he was. We all done shit in our life. The difference is most of us never got away with the shit. But OJ did. You want to know why? Because he was a good man. And the Lord thought to see it fit that he did not spend the rest of his life in prison. Because he was a good man. But the good white folks, they made sure they got him, didn't they? OJ ended up doing 9 years in prison for trying to steal his own shit back. What good man wouldn't try to steal his own shit back? But OJ did the 9 years like the champ he was, like the goat he was. He came out of prison swinging a golf club, playing golf and just chilling. But I understand a couple of months ago, it was announced he had prostate cancer. He didn't last too long after that, did he? But now, OJ has gone to that great big football field in the sky. Meeting his old friends who have passed long ago. Like Brian, I can't remember his name, but he had the movie Brian song. He had Lou Gehrig's disease or some shit. And all the other great football players, Jim Brown. Jim Brown, by the way, tried to pick me up on Ditmars Boulevard in 1986. I was 19 years old. Sure did drove. Ditmars Boulevard is very close to LaGuardia Airport, so he must have just flew in and rented a car or some shit. But he pulled over and tried to talk to me. He's like, hey, get in the car. I'll take you home. I'm Jim Brown. You ever heard of Jim Brown? A football player. And I was like, oh, really? No, I'm not getting in the car with you. He said, smart girl. Have a good day. Now, I don't think if I got in the car, he was going to do anything nefarious to me. But I digress. So, OJ has reunited with Robert Kardashian and, of course, Johnny Cochran and everybody else, Nicole. I'm sure he's apologized to Ron by now. They're probably showing him around the place. Ain't no hate and anger and animosity cooped up in heaven. All that shit is done away with. They probably all joined hands and sang Kumbaya and praised God all together for all we know. You wanna know why? Because O.J. Simpson was a good man. He just let his anger and emotions drive him out of control and did something he should not have done. I mean, he's paying for condos, he's taking care of her mama, her daddy, her sister. for many years. This is still his wife, I believe. Or were they divorced? I don't know. But either way, he was still taking care of her and her family. Her, Nicole in particular. And she being a cougar and running around town, taking out young men on dates on his dime. What man wouldn't have a problem with that? But most men wouldn't let themselves spiral out of control. Not that they don't think about it or haven't thought about it or even had some dreams, but there's that thing that calls self-control. Well, on that night of June 12th, OJ's self-control went straight out the fucking window. But for some reason, the Lord put it together that OJ would not have spent the rest of his life in prison for a double murder. So if you want to be mad at anybody, don't get mad at OJ. Be mad at the Lord. If you so bold. There's a reason for everything. What that reason was that OJ did not do life in prison for double murder, who knows? Maybe that whole thing, murder, happened because the Lord wanted to give a lot of people jobs like Vinnie Politan and Nancy Grace and a whole bunch of other people we would have never known about if it wasn't for OJ and his double murder self. So at least thank God for that. People got jobs. Cameramen, journalists. And a lot of them are still working to this day because of OJ. Yes, OJ Simpson was a good man. Because out of that nasty crime came out many blessings for many people. Oh, y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't want to hear, y'all don't like this type of teaching, do you? But it's the truth. Sometimes beautiful things come out of very ugly situations. It's just how it is sometimes. A lot of times, maybe more times than we think. So that, in and of itself, taught me that no matter what tragedy you have experienced, what trauma you have gone through, you can't stress and live in that trauma. You can't stress and live in that tragedy. You got to look for the beauty that flew out of it. You got to look for the beauty that might have crawled out of it. You got to look for the beauty that might have stepped out of it, that might have stood out of it, that might have rose out of it. And sometimes the beauty just steps out and stands right in front of your face. Be standing there for years and you don't even see it. OJ Simpson was a good man. He just got out of control and made a terrible mistake. And as much as people may want to hate him and reflect on their hatred for that good man today, if he truly repented and have a little talk with Jesus. Doesn't matter about your hatred and how you feel about him. And you can dance a jig and clap your hands that he has going on today. But for all you know, the Lord has welcomed O.J. Simpson with open arms. Why? Because O.J. Simpson was a good man. So rest in peace, O.J. Condolences sent out to your children and your family. And I know one person in particular is weeping profusely, and that would be his buddy AC. Yeah, AC. You know who he is. Remember him? That was the one who was driving the Bronco, who never said a word. It's going on 30 years. And AC ain't said shit to nobody. No interviews, no book writing, no nothing. And now's the time for AC Collins. Go on and write your book. We want to hear your side of the story. I personally want to hear you, AC, tell the world that O.J. Simpson was a good man. That's all I got to say. Peace. This is Madam Whip Ass, and I'm out.